Well, thank you for joining us. Matthew Madaus is with us right now, and he is CEO and also psychologist with Edgewood Center, dealing with young people from the age of 0, practically, to the age of 25. They've expanded the time and dealing with clinical problems. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
When did that happen?
A few years back, there was a recognition that nothing real magic happens when they turn 18, and that really the transition to adulthood goes all the way up to 25. So there's been some increased funding and development of programs to serve kids who have significant needs, particularly kids who have mental health needs and kids who are aging out of the foster care system.
Okay, now funding comes from the state or from the city or?
It's a mixture. Some comes from the federal government to the state, and then the state, just this year, the state is transitioning that funding to the counties. Okay. So a good portion of our funding comes through the counties.
Okay, as I told you before, I grew up in the city, and I've known about Edgewood for a long time, but not intimately knowing it. But this event, Edgewood, 160 years, is that right?
Yes, yes. We were actually founded in 1861 as an orphanage for kids during the gold rush time.
Okay, so it started as an orphanage.
Yes.
And then sort of segued into dealing with psychological problems?
Yeah, more and more. We evolved into a residential treatment center with the recognition that the kids who were essentially orphaned or their families couldn't manage their behavior needed treatment. They really needed intensive support. So in the 1920s, we moved to a campus on Vicente. It's a beautiful 7-acre campus, and added a school some years later. Right. And over time, we have also started to expand into the community. Okay. So now we have a whole range of behavioral health, education, and family support services, both on our campus and in the community.
Yeah, I was thinking back 160 years ago. I said, my dad's out knee deep in the Feather River looking for gold or something, and I don't know where to turn.
Right, right.
That kind of thing. You've served a very important part of our population for a long period of time. Have you seen what's happening with kids and young adults? The problems change over the years, or they stay basically the same? Yeah, from your standpoint as a psychologist.
Many of the problems and situations have remained the same. So we work with a lot of kids who suffer from abuse and neglect, a lot of kids who have mental illness, and a lot of families who are in crisis. And many of those situations are very similar. I think it's really been our approach and our strategy and philosophy that has shifted. So over time, we've really worked a lot more with families, and we've expanded our definition of families. So in the 1990s, we developed what's known as the Kinship program, which is an expanded definition of family. When kids aren't able to live with their biological family and they live with grandparents or other extended kin, we provide support. So we developed a model that really expanded that definition of family.
Well, in this society with so much more divorce than we've had over the years, and families are split up, there's the traditional family is way down the list compared to mixed families.
Yes.
Parents remarrying, kids, they got siblings who are not brothers, or that kind of thing. I mean, it's very complex.
Yes, yes. And we've really come to a recognition that kids have to be connected to a family, to a very supportive family. It doesn't have to be the biological parents, but a loving, caring adult. Yes.
Somebody who cares.
Correct.
And pays attention to them. That's right.
Right.
Okay. So, but going back 160 years, so essentially what you're saying is things have stayed the same, except they've changed.
Yes.
I mean, basically is what you're saying.
That's very true.
And dealing with these young people coming up like that.
Right. Right. I think one of the things that has certainly changed is the way that our funding works. So a good portion of our funding comes through the public system, but we've also expanded and partnered much more with private individuals, with foundations, with corporations to try to innovate and try to get out in front of these
and to show them how important it is for their own health, or businesses.
Yes.
Matthew, nice having you here. Matthew Madaus has been our guest, and he is with the Edgewood Center, a CEO and also a psychologist with them. Thank you very much for joining us.